Hey guys, what's going on? Hope y'all are having a good one. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on the video. I'm kind of like trapped at 169 subscribers, so if y'all absolutely smash that subscribe button, we should have no issue getting to 200. But I haven't had a subscriber come subscribe back to the channel in like 2 days, so make sure y'all hook me up with the subscribers and let's hit 200 by the end of the month. Or we can just get 30 today and we'll be mint. I had an interesting request on my video, on one of my videos. I don't remember which one it was, but asking about the shift patterns. So I figured I'd do a little video on that. It may not be much, but pretty much the gist of it is like where you should be shifting, how you should be shifting, and all that good stuff. I'm gonna assume you know the basics of clutch and shifter, but the way the question was asked pretty much came down to me is when to shift and how to know what gear to shift into. And I'll be honest, the bike likes 8,000 RPM, but don't focus straightly on your cluster. You want to watch where you're going and, you know, watch traffic and not hurt yourself. So don't just stare at your RPMs and then get yourself hurt. But I'll show you right here, pretty much just a basic takeoff from a stop. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy. Pretty much, and you'll feel the bike when it's ready to shift based on how fast you're going. And you just want to kind of get it moving and then smoothly go into the next gear. Like, you don't have to wind it out at all. 6th gear, 40 miles an hour, that's about average. I know the comment said 6th gear by the book is supposed to be 37. That's probably accurate. If you're just taking off from a stop sign, not being obnoxious, anything like that, you're just cruising along, that's about right. But you don't have to be in 6th gear by the time you get to 37 miles an hour. That's not what that's saying. It's just a recommended daily cruise. You're not ripping it, you're not, you know, you're not hauling butt, you're not getting on the interstate. You don't want to try and get on the interstate when you're running 37 miles an hour in 6th gear. It's going to take you 2 miles to get up to interstate speed if you do that. You want to use and utilize engine and transmission together as a pair. I mean, obviously I'm riding in traffic. I'm not going to be sitting here redlining 1, 2, 3 and then, you know, just quick shift 4, 5, 6 into traffic. There's no point. You might as well just gradually go through your gears steadily, and you'll hear the bike pretty much when it's ready to shift. It's going to have a different tone to it. Even if you're at 6,000 RPM and not 12,000 RPM when you're shifting, the bike's going to have a different tone to it based on where the throttle's at, where the engine's at, where the transmission's at. They all work together. And see, it kind of just peaks right there. Alright, go to the next gear. Cruising along, hear that kind of peak, go to the next gear. Alright, then I would have probably went to 5th, but you know, we're slowing back down. Actually, I was going to turn here, but I'm going to go straight through, so I can give y'all a hard pull so you'll kind of see the difference. So you're obviously going to wind the gear up harder if you're on a hard pull, and you'll hear it peak, and you even get a shift light here, obviously. See, right now 4th gear, I'm running 80 miles an hour. You don't have to shift into 3rd at or 6 than 37 miles an hour. That's just a recommended. And obviously, like, if you hear the bike struggling, like, sounds like it's trying, the engine's turning, but you're not getting any output, you need to go down a gear. So, like, say I'm at 35 right now in 6th gear, and I lay into it, it sounds like it's about to die. So I'll drop a gear or two, and you can just judge on how much throttle you're wanting to give it. It's not rocket science. Obviously, the higher RPM is going to be harder on the bike. You're going to get less miles per gallon, but you're going to get more performance out of the bike in a lower gear. I'm sure every bike's different, but my bike absolutely starves for 7,000 RPM. It's just a completely different animal once you hit that 7,000 to 8,000 RPM range. Like right now at 4,000 RPM, that's awesome for fuel mileage, don't get me wrong. Even 6th gear, I mean, you're sitting at 4,000 RPM, I'm probably getting almost 60 miles to the gallon if I ride like this everywhere I go. But you don't have to be in 6th gear at 35, 40 miles an hour is what I'm trying to get across. There's so many different arrays of shifting that you can go by. It doesn't have to be by the book, quote unquote. Because obviously, like, say somebody was coming up behind me or something happened and I need to accelerate, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm at 40 miles an hour, I should be in 6th gear, try and speed up. You're not going to get any speed. You're going to want to drop a couple gears and go, if that makes sense, because your lower gear, higher RPM, obviously is going to be your acceleration band. Plus, I like my exhaust pop still. And even if you're just like gradually going, I mean, you can shift around like 7,000, 8,000. You're still going to have a blast on the thing, but you don't have to. What I'm trying to say is you don't have to shift at any particular time. You will be, once you've rode the bike for a while, you'll be able to feel what the bike wants. I mean, everything's working hand in hand, like I said before. So just keep that in mind. It's not rocket science, but at the same time, when you're new, trying to figure everything out, it's something to get used to. And yes, this is my first bike, but I've always driven standard transmissions, like, since high school. I mean, I've been driving them for years. And we'll just do a soft pull right here. Not even a pull, really, but a reasonable acceleration, like if you're in town, whatever, you know, you're 4th gear at 30, 25, whatever, 5th gear at 35, 6th gear at 37. That's how they want you to ride the bike. That's how it's going to look if you're riding it based on what the book says. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not bashing it at all. But there's going to be different circumstances, different scenarios. Everything varies. You don't have to shift at any particular point. I don't care what anybody says. Especially on a bike this small, or engine this small, I should say. It has nothing to do with the size of the bike. It's the engine that I'm currently discussing anyway. Any bike is going to be the same, or different. Every bike's going to be different. But on a bike like this, you're not going to overdo your shifting. I mean, you're not going to hurt yourself with shifting at the wrong time. I mean, I can accidentally go to 3rd. I mean, I'm going to get a little bit more bod out of the bike, but you're not going to hurt yourself. I mean, that was wide open, dropping it from 6th gear to 3rd gear. But on this bike in particular, here's my point right here. I'll go ahead and, well, after this, because we like ripping this corner on this channel. Sorry, I had to do that. I had to do it for the views. But anyway, what I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted by that beautiful curve if you're, what I was trying to say, sorry, I spaced out before I was so rudely interrupted. So you're saying at 37, I didn't read the book, so I'm taking the word off of the viewer that posted the comment. At 37, you should be in 6th gear. All right, here's my point. There's 5th gear, there's 4th gear, there's 3rd gear, 2nd gear. So at 37, you can literally be in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th. It just depends on how you're riding the bike. I mean, that's the only thing that really matters there. It's your style of riding. Yeah, if you're just putting around trying to get good mileage, sure, 37 miles an hour in 6 gear is perfectly fine. But there's nothing that is going to prevent or make you be at 37 miles an hour in 3rd gear. It's not going to hurt anything to play around with it, see what works for you, what satisfies you, whatever. I mean, you're not going to hurt anything by being over-geared or under-geared. But I will tell you, and I probably said it like 3 or 4 times, but that's okay. It locks 7,000 RPM range. You can, it actually, I'm not going to say it feels like a turbo, but it's like it gets a little extra push when you hit 7,000 RPM. Almost like a VTEC. Like a baby turbo. But it does feel, I get miles per gallon at about 7,500 RPM. Yeah, you can putt around at 4, you can putt around at 12, but 7 is the sweet spot. 7 is definitely the sweet spot. So, to the viewer that asked the question, I hope this helps. If I didn't go over something that like piques your interest as far as what the question you were actually asking versus what I've said in the video, if I missed anything, feel free to comment down below, and I will definitely elaborate if need be. But I feel like I pretty much covered the range of question that you've asked anyway. But if not, feel free to comment down below and I can either make another video or I can comment back to you either way. But like I said, just feel free to comment down below. I don't mind to answer questions. It's what I'm here for, and I don't mind. It's actually entertaining and it gives me something to talk about instead of just trying to find something to rant about. But of course, you know, your boy's got to give you one more pull before I leave. Anyway, guys, thanks for staying tuned to the channel, tuning in for the video. Again, if you made it to this part in the video, make sure you like the video, drop a comment down below, let me know what you think about the video, or if there's anything you want to know or want me to do a video over. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the video. It's greatly appreciated. It really helps me out and lets me know y'all's interests, all that good stuff. I mean, there's an algorithm for a reason, and we're still trying to break that algorithm, so make sure you leave feedback so it helps me enhance the channel anyway, or improve the channel. But again, like I said, thank y'all for watching the videos. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. And like I said, I usually do daily uploads, but of course I do miss a video every now and again. But I try to stay consistent, and that'll pretty much wrap up the video for today. So appreciate you guys, and stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time. Peace.